Hi. Hi, everyone. Hello. Hello. Yes. Hello, everyone in chat. Just drop the sound effects a little bit. I'll move to the webcam. Oh, hello. Good evening, or morning, or afternoon, or middle of the night, depending on where you are in the world. Hello. Right. Okay, what was that face for? Well, whenever I've done kind of silly faces by accident, people have been posting them in the Discord, so I thought I'd give you one on purpose. You know, that's a freebie, that's just a little gif. From me, that's from me to you. You can have that one for free. Right. Alright. How's everyone doing today? Have we had a good 6th of October? Or are we about to start a fantastic 6th of October? Are we ending a nice 6th of October? Or are we beginning a great 7th of October? Depending on where you are. It depends exactly on where you are in the world. Great. Great to hear everyone is having a nice time. Wonderful. Yeah, that face I made, I'm going to have to use it for the thumbnail for the next stream, obviously. That's just the law, I think. It'd be illegal not to. Right, okay. So the plan for today. The plan is... The plan! Boys and girls, and variations thereupon, the plan is to play through the new tutorial mode, which is not in the game yet, but will be in the fairly near future. As in, hopefully within the next month. It's finished. What we're waiting for is translations. Localization for the other 10 languages apart from English. Once that happens, we will do an update and it will be out. Yeah, Christmas music, yes. I think when I do a stream around Christmas, for the talking parts, I'll just use exclusively this track and the hibernation track, rather than just a playlist of everything. I know Hungarian. Good for you. It's almost 3 months until Christmas. Yeah, it's not going to be Christmas officially until the 1st of November, which is, of course, the end of Halloween. Halloween is the entire month of October. And yes, I am going to play the Hungry Spider level on Halloween. Unless I'm doing something else that day. I don't think I will be. What day of the week, actually? Let's have a look. Or the 31st of this month. It's a Monday. Okay, it's a Monday. Mike, are you and the team going to do update for Halloween and Christmas? There's no official update for Halloween or Christmas because we've already got the two levels. But there is another extra level, or event level, I should say, that might be coming out at some point. I'll leave it there because nothing else has been officially announced yet. We'll talk about that another time. But there is another as yet unannounced additional level that will be around at some point in the nearish future. Right. Okay. Jessupa's the Hungry Spider for the level. I tried to do that a couple of years ago, back in 2020 when I streamed it. I tried to look for a spider mask and I couldn't find one. I could find a Spider-Man mask, but I didn't want to be Spider-Man. I wanted to be the Hungry Spider. I'm not great at arts and crafts, and to be honest, I have no compunction to learn it, so I'm not going to be doing that. I'll probably decorate the backdrop with some, some webs and some plastic spiders again. Kinda. Or maybe I'll put up the green screen that I've got and put in a suitably spooky background or something like that. We'll see. Okay, I'll start the actual meat of the stream in 10 minutes. Yeah, let's just let people trickle in. 69 viewers, nice. We want tier 5 spoilers. Let me see if I can give a mild spoiler for tier 5. Let me say health. Health. There you go. Mild spoiler for tier 5. Not really, but kind of. Right, where is our boy the woodworm plush? It's back on its shelf over there because it fell off here, quite simply. Maybe I'll go and retrieve him when I take my first break. You ever get hell ants? Nope. Dress up as the woodwork for Halloween. I'm assuming you meant woodworm. I guess I could wrap myself in kind of a blanket. I don't know. Wouldn't work very well. It would look more like I was at a toga party than dress as a woodworm. What did you have for supper? I had lovely pumpkin and mushroom soup, which is fantastic, with a pumpkin grown in my very own front garden. How are you feeling, Mike? I'm feeling Mike-like. The Discord server would never let you live down the woodworm costume. Probably. Yeah. Yeah, costumes. If costumes can be nice, but I don't know. I had the idea of doing a kind of pay money wubby kind of thing and getting a green morph suit with just my face, and then I guess I could then transpose that onto a creature. That could work, but to be honest, I don't want to buy a green morph suit. I've got other things I'd rather spend my money on. New emotion learned. Mike like. Yeah. Should be in the dictionary. You guys ever going to think about adding the Titan Beetle to the game? We've already put plenty of thought in adding to the Titan Beetle to the game, and we decided not to. This game honestly deserves more attention. We do all right. We do okay. Our sales are good enough to support our team. Full time. We're all full time now. We do okay. Mike, does it happen to you that you surround a tiger beetle because it's in the entrance and you do less damage? Oh, I kind of see what you mean. Yeah, that can happen. I'd recommend at that point just waiting until the tiger beetle moves off. Make big whip spider climbable. It'll happen. It'll happen. It will happen eventually. It's on the list of things to do. There will be translated audio, maybe. We'd like to, but it's a really expensive and complicated process. Though you've got to have kind of a coordinator who understands the language, because you have to direct the person who's doing the voice lines, which obviously you can do if it's a language you speak natively. But if it's not a language you speak natively, then it's kind of really difficult to understand. Kind of inflection and tone. So it takes two levels of kind of difficulty to get done. But we'd like to, but it's a case of, yeah, at some point we may, but it might not happen because, like I say, it's difficult. So, Mike, what happened to the suggestions in the disc in the suggestion chat on Discord? Oh, they're all still there, as far as I'm aware. We have tarantulas. Maybe you'll have to wait and see. You've already had half a tarantula. It's soon going to be snowy early here in Sweden. Help, I'm going to freeze. I love snowy weather, but before I lived in the place I'm in now, I lived on quite a hilly area, and when it snowed, it was a chore. It was a pain in the neck. So I don't envy people who have to deal with snow for longer parts of the year. One of my good friends is Swedish. I haven't spoken to him in a while. I should talk to Matthias. No, like, what do you do with them? The suggestions that get lots of support, do they go in a maybe folder? Well, they all get read. Everything gets read. It's not appropriate to always comment on something. We've taken, I'd say, a few dozen suggestions from the multitude of suggestions and actually implemented them. So they all get read. Mike, what is 1,000 plus 1,000? Cheeto. Be an epic ant crossover. Right. Okay. All right. I'll go and get the woodworm plush. And yeah, I'll use the loo at the same time, and I'll be back in just a couple of minutes, and we'll get going with the tutorial mode, which should be good. All right.
Pills. Some pills here, which is food, and we need to harvest that. Plenty, because there's a lot more food on this map. John quite rightly recognised that the other map was a bit stingy as far as food goes. So yeah, more food here. We need to define a tile. I think the area food made the other map a bit more challenging for our not everyone ants to store the food. So I'm just going to use this tool here. So I've got to be to create a larder. I want a bit more food before I go back here to. This is going to be the area that the ants store the food for us. I'm not going to lead a chamber directly to my queen because as soon as she's once they've done that, they'll start rearranging. Can't reproduce anymore. The pills on the floor. Now instead, I'm going to the trick to. And then this tunnel that's a little bit long maximum, so it's not directly aimed at is they're now storing in which you attack things like down here. I'm pretty sure is the mother loads get death food. Once we start to come along and a bit more similarly list the food as well. There's food there, but there's also enemies, so I'm not okay. And just run in there. We're going to need a few more workers, not too many. I've had in this demo we can get to before we can overdo it with the workers because workers are free to respawn. So, but if you look when I carry on put down a worker tile. They cost 5 each. Enemies will try and run towards my queen. So I'm just gonna have maybe that many for now. Taking it back to the storage chambers, worker chamber up here. And I'm not sure about this. Along they come. There's no assistance. I don't intend to prepare the area to. So these are now come down here, work in one of these tiles, and then they'll come along to the queen. Grab a, but I'm wondering, reliably informed. Grab an egg from her, pop them in the chamber, and then when these fellas hatch, or these ladies rather hatch, they'll be.
Ah, I was muted. That's a shame. That messed up my bit. I'll do it again. Right. Okay. So, this is our tutorial mode, which I am playing from the Unreal Engine 4 editor, because we don't have a package build for it. So, before we start, I have to delete my knowledge of the game, obviously, because I want to play this game from the eyes of someone who has never played it before. So I shall delete that knowledge that I have. Okay. Right. Okay. Now we are ready to go. Right. Okay, so what do I see? Okay, so we've got a little ant queen here by the looks of it. And I've got this useful thing in the corner that says, this is your first objective. This is your first... Okay, so let's click the OK button there. Dig out some tiles. Okay, well, how do I dig out a tile? Where's a tile to dig out? Oh, there. Right. Okay, right. So, I'll press that, I guess. Okay. Oh, and there's another one. It says dig out 12 tiles. So I guess I've got to dig out 12 tiles? Okay. Okay, so that's done that. Build a black ant soldier tile in the excavated area. Okay, how do I do that? I'm not sure. Here's a new objective. Ah, yeah, I spotted that. Thanks. But how do I do? Ah, okay, right. Down here we've got black ant brood tile. Great. So I guess I click on that, and it's letting me know where to place it. I guess I could place it anywhere, but I'll place it where it wants me to. There we go. This worker ant is going to collect an egg. Okay, yeah. I guess she's prepared the tile, so now she's got to put an egg on it. The egg will hatch soon. Wonderful. Guess we've just got to wait for that to happen. Okay, great. The egg hatched into a soldier ant. Now the worker ant will go and collect another egg from the queen. Seems to make sense to me. This worker ant has got an egg. This egg will only hatch if the soldier ant dies. 1 tile equals 1 ant. That makes sense. That seems fair. It's kind of a way of balancing things, isn't it? Ooh, something happened here. I'm not sure what. Dig out some food. Okay, right. Where's food? New objective. Yep, I saw that. Thanks for pointing it out to me, though, in case I didn't. This is food. Ah, okay. So I guess I can now dig out this part. So this is... Yeah, there we go. It's letting me know. You can't dig with the build... I've still got the build tool selected. Of course I have, from when I built the soldier ant there. So right-click to deselect. Okay, that's done. So, yeah, it's turned back into the shovel now. So I guess that means I can dig again. So I'll just go and do that. This food is too far from your ants to be noticed. Use a pheromone marker to attract your soldier ant. Okay, how do I do that? Okay. Drag your soldier ant into group 1. Select group 1. I guess I click there. And right click, not left click, to place a marker. Okay. Great. That makes sense. This soldier is heading to the marker. The soldier is carrying food. The soldier ant dropped food off on a storage tile beneath the queen. Wonderful. That's how much food's stored up there. And that's the max. Okay. Collect the food. Okay, so I guess... Yeah, I guess we've got to wait for the... There is no more space for food. Yeah, 55 out of 55. So dig out a room near the queen and build 7 food. Ah, so we can build additional food chambers. to store more food. Got it. New objective. Yep. Okay. So guess we just dig out this. Okay. Open the build tab. Guessing this is how we build food chambers. Yes. And this presumably will allow us to collect all of the food that's over here. Who here would play the tutorial even though you know how to play the game? All of you, I hope, because there'll be an achievement for it. Hatch 2 more soldier ants. Okay. Okay, how do I do that? I can't quite remember how to... of course, I've got to go to the tab here to build ants. Sure, there you go. So I'll put down 2 more. And then the worker ant will come and do that. Great. Even though you built 2 soldier tiles, you only have enough food left to hatch 1 ant. Ah, it costs food to hatch an ant, apparently. Gather more food. Where from? I think something happened here, and there's little question marks up there that are green. Okay. Of course, I've got to deselect the tool that I'm using, so I right click and then I can dig again. Okay. Gotcha. Oh, so we've got some little little woodworm there. Sorry, friend. Yeah, little grubs. Right click to place the marker. Okay, yeah, that's the marker that was over here. So the soldiers will... I've only got the 1, of course, so far. But now we've placed some food down in the storage, so another soldier can hatch. Wonderful, I understand that now. Okay, and then there's more food storage here, so... Dig out and eliminate the beetle larva. Ooh, scary. We have a beetle larva to contend with, apparently. Okay. Getting the hang of seeing where I can dig now. Ooh. This fella doesn't look friendly. The music's changed. It's suddenly much more dramatic. Hey! He's dead. And we're carrying off to the food storage chamber. Wonderful. Read the notification. But I don't like reading notifications. But the game is telling me that I should read the notifications because they explain the mechanics. I assume. I don't know. Okay. The larvae of the Devil's Coach Horse will attack ants on sight. They deal medium to damage and bite fast. It would be wise to take on groups of them only when you outnumber them. Their corpses provide 15 food. Okay, so I guess I close the X to close it. I press the X to close it, yes. Great. Build 3 worker tiles. Yeah. Where are worker tiles? Are they down next to the... Yeah, there you go. Thanks, game. You've thought about that, yeah. So I guess I can put these down here. Here would be a good spot for them. Okay, so it wanted me to put them down here first before I put any more down. So I guess... Ooh, okay. Try to keep some workers in the nest group so they are free to dig, build and transport eggs. Good point. I guess if they were in a pheromone marker and being taken elsewhere, then they wouldn't be able to do those jobs unless they pass very close to them. No pheromone marker required. So in the nest group, apparently, on the left there, we can just leave some worker ants and they'll take care of everything that happens in the nest. Great. Good to know. This is the nest group. Okay. Soldiers can only fight and collect food. So I need workers to dig and I guess soldiers fight and collect food, and that's and workers do everything else. Here are some more pheromone groups. You can control each group independently. Wonderful. Pressing this, we've got a little knife and fork icon here. Prevents ants in the group from gathering food. It's usually best to leave it on. That makes sense. I can think of some situations where you might want to turn it off, but for the most part, probably leave it on. Pressing this prevents ants in the group from attacking enemies. It's usually best to leave it on. Yeah, same deal. Oh, that's noisy. Move the camera left and right. Use the keys or move the cursor to the edge of the screen. Okay, left or A, right or D. There we go. And then up or down. And then zoom the camera in and out using the scroll wheel. Great. That works. Eliminate the beetles. Okay, we've got 12 beetles. I'm guessing this here is some extra food, because it's the same as the woodworm were down here. And I'm guessing these are more of the devil's coach horse larvae. So, see, we've got a mini map down here. More food there by the looks of it. More beetles there. So, let's get cracking. Let's get going. Got some food to collect there first. And I guess we can put down another couple of soldiers. Attack these guys. Got one of them. See, our ants are hatching when they die, so we'll get a constant stream of them. Seems to work quite well. Niet Problemski. Okay, so we killed 4 beetles that time. I guess we could get some food. That seems to be logical. I'll just start opening up that tunnel at the same time. Let's get all the soldiers up here to collect this food that's up here. Oh. Oh, we've got full food. I guess we should probably build some more food storage. Or build some more ants. I don't know. I think we'll get these nerds. No trouble. Nice. That was easy, wasn't it? It's almost as if it's supposed to be easy. Despite me, I'm assuming, not playing all that well. I probably wasn't all that logical with everything. So just another 5 beetles to go. 3 down here and 2 up there. And then that'll do us. Cool. Let's just go for it. Feeling quite confident now. I'm getting the hang of these mechanics. They make sense to me. Yeah, you guys see these as well. We've moved the location of these from here to here. Oh, seven's in chat. It's done. I feel like I could play the game now. That was fun, wasn't it? While I'm here, I'll show you guys the new menu. I'm assuming it will work here. There we go. You see this? So this is what you'll get when you get play now. When you hit play, you will get tutorial, and then we've got story, free play, and arcade. What is arcade, you may wonder? Well, let's press it and find out. Battle arena, extra levels, and demo levels, quite simply. This is, we think, just a more nice visual way of putting the levels in. Of putting the menu in. The images themselves might change, but we quite like the more larger visual style menu. I think it's better. Yeah, it's just it's a bit less wordy and formal and more kind of just descriptive visually. So we like that. Okay, wonderful. I always do this. I talk too loud and my voice gets hoarse. This is why I can't stream for very long. I've got to work on it. Let's just be a bit quieter, Mike, and go a little bit closer to the microphone. Okay, so I will go back to talking and I will close that. Wonderful. So that worked. Yeah. So as you can see, the idea is that someone without any idea of what it means to play well in Empires of the Undergrowth can do that tutorial and come out on top. I deliberately didn't play very well there at all, but I still won. It doesn't feel great to lose in a tutorial, so I'm pretty sure it's not even possible. I'm pretty sure the guys put in some fail-safes for if you do actually have ants attacking the queen. But I won't show those. You guys can have a look at that yourselves when the time comes, if you like. Excellent. So I'm just going to close Unreal Engine 4, and I'm going to remove from my screen. Just give me a second, guys. I'm going to press Launch Empires of the Undergrowth. Give it a moment, and we will. I think that you'll mainly see Empires and part of my desktop there. Yeah, that's how it works. And then I'm going to turn off main monitor capture and turn on EOTU capture. And hopefully, if I go between the two, there we go. Right, so we've got Empires of the Undergrowth ready to go because we are also going to continue with our campaign playthrough today. We're going to play Queen of the Hill. So if you just give me a second, I need to rearrange my desktop slightly so that everything is visible to me on my main monitor. Can I just bear with for a short while? Yeah, the viewership has dropped off significantly after I finished the tutorial mode, but I guess that's to be expected. It's probably what most people were tuning in for. But we'll have a short chat again before I actually do the campaign level. So, okay, yeah, let's have a chat for a few minutes. I will put the background music back on. Do you have pet ants? No, none of us on the team do actually. I've tried to, but whenever I've got some plastic test tubes ready to try and get a pavement ant of some description, but I tend not to have them on me when I see them, which is unfortunate. Hey Mike, how's it going? It's going well, thank you, Pablo. Mike, when is that stuff coming out? Soon. We can't pin a date on it yet because we're waiting on translations, but it won't be in the too distant future. As you can see, it's ready. It works. Yeah, we just have to wait for the localization. You're trying to catch ghosts with those dots in the background. I was waiting for someone to comment on that, actually. Yeah, that's. I just thought it'd be nice to have a. It's one of these little kind of star projector things, which yeah, are quite pleasant to look at. I thought it'd add a bit of interest to the backdrop. So, Mike, why are you so focused on making sure the scientist's hands are always loaded? What do you mean? Making a level for trapjaw ants would be cool. Sure. It'd probably have to be a special thing, because trapjaws don't really have the trail system that most other ants do. So if we wanted it to be realistic, it'd probably have to be like a one-off extra level. It could happen. John has a multitude of ideas, and we've got a mountain of suggestions to draw from at some point in the future. Would you like some of my Mountain Dew? No, thanks. Not a big Mountain Dew fan. We don't have much of it in the UK, but never liked it really. We want them more erepticolours. We could do more erepticolours, I'm sure. Maybe we'll add a few more in at some point. It's not a difficult process to do. It just requires more localization. His 5 or so pairs of hands. Oh, you mean in the fourth tier? Yeah, the General Kenobi moment where you turn around and see several pairs of scientist hands that do various things throughout the level. Yeah. When will the Formicarium streams continue? You mean playing the levels in just a few minutes, my friend? We'll do Queen of the Hill very shortly. Will Liam and John's new Sprogs end up working for Slug Disco? Who knows? Who knows? Delightful little beings they are. I've only seen Liam's little one once, but she was very cute. Sound asleep when I met her, but very cute. And of course, I'm uncle to John's little ones. Very fond of them. You can AFK Rising Tide at a sudden moment. Will this be fixed? Yeah, I mean it's there's a fairly vocal group of people, particularly on the Steam forums, who seem to really like the fact that there's that tipping point where it ceases to be a game and it becomes an idle game where you can just leave it to play itself. And we have a bit of a problem with that. It's why the fourth tier creatures give less food. Now, we've probably gone a bit overboard, or underboard, you could say, with how much fourth tier creatures do. So we want to find a balancing point. So fourth tier creatures will probably come up a bit in food and we'll rebalance elsewhere. And second tier creatures will probably come down in food a bit. And it'll be consistent throughout the game, kind of what you can expect to get food-wise from creatures. But that's at some point in the future. It's I'm not entirely sure when, but it will happen. Yeah, the guys have recently discussed it, like in the past few days. What are your favourite ear to you ants? I like the trapjaws. I like their heal jump back ability. When will Whippy get its Titan HP bar? Not sure. Coming at some point. Maybe, or even probably at the same time that the Velvet Worm gets into those levels. 55 food from a toad is sad. It is, but there's the good reason we did it. And we do agree we probably went a bit too far. But there is a reason for doing it. In the wild, despite the idea that fire ants are these kind of murder hobos that just kill everything and eat everything, they're aggressive, but they don't get most of their calories from creatures. In the wild, they get most of their calories from honeydew, from farming aphids, like many other kinds of ant. So that's why we've got plenty of other mechanics for food gathering in those levels, and foraging. They forage for seeds and things as well. Be cool to have an urban level. I guess so, but I think we're kind of dedicated to just concentrating on natural environments in this game. I guess we could do an urban level as an extra level, but it would require making new assets or using kind of stock assets, which we have done on occasion, but we don't really like to. We've got the talent to make our own assets. It's just a case of where their time is going. Is it really worth them putting their effort in for an extra level when there's plenty of campaign stuff to be getting on with? Is there going to be a level where you play as army ants? That could be an extra level. Again, it wouldn't have a nest component, I'd have thought, because army ants don't build nests. They have bivouacs made of their own bodies, which, of course, doesn't fit into our nest system. Such a huge fan. Thanks, Andrew. Glad you're enjoying. Tesla's making some noise like he wants to go out, so I'll go and let him out, and then when I get back, we'll play Queen of the Hill. So enjoy my face for some reason for a couple of minutes.
Pills, some pills here, which is food, and we need to harvest that. Plenty, because there's a lot more food on this map. John quite build our colony. Recognised that the other map was a bit stingy as far as food goes. So yeah, put food here. We need to define a tile. I think this area food made the other map a bit more challenging for our not everyone ants to store the food. So I'm just going to use this tool here. So I've got to be to create a larder. I want a bit more food before I come back here too. And this is going to be this way, the area that the ants store the food for us. I'm not going to lead a chamber directly to my queen, because as soon as she's once they've done that, they'll start rearranging. Can't reproduce anymore. The pills on the floor. Now instead, I'm gonna the trick to enter this tunnel that's a little bit long maximum, so it's not directly to it. Is they're now storing in which you attack things like down here. I'm pretty sure is the motherloads get death food. Once we start to come along and a bit more similarly the food as well. There's food there, but there's also great. So I'm not okay. And just run in there. We're going to need a few more workers, not too many. I've had it in this demo. We can get to before we can overdo it with the workers, because workers are free to respawn. So, but if you look when I carry on put down a worker tile. I'm just got 5 each. Enemies will try and run towards my corner. So I'm just gonna have maybe that many for now. Taking it back to the storage chambers, my worker chamber up here. I'm not sure about this. And along they come. There's no system to. I don't enter the area to. So these are now come down here. Work in one of these tiles, and then they'll come along to the queen. Grab a, but I'm reliably informed. Grab an egg from her. I will pop them in the chamber, and then when these fellas hatch, or these ladies rather hatch, they'll be workers. Oh, look at that animation! So yeah, okay, we've got 7. Okay, has the workers. And I think we should probably have a few more. It's like popcorn. It's very satisfying to watch. Because dig this. We've got some lovely fresh-faced workers ready to help us to kill us if let's get across these Underground domination. Then we'll go into battle. They'll immediately come and add new workers will come and prepare those soldiers, the black ant trials. But these won't hatch until the ant that's associated with that tile dies. And in this demo version, it's free for them to rehatch, to respawn. Basically, it is respawning. So yeah, there is going to be. I don't think it'll be like that in the final game, but for the purpose of this demo, it's free for the wait. Free for the workers to rehatch. I think 16's plenty for now, so we're just going to carry on expanding. About how things are going with the Kickstarter. I love watching this animation. We're just about a week into the Kickstarter now. Once we've got 100 people, so we'll start thinking about 90% of the way to their goal. Because we are going to meet some nasty, creepy crawlies. Some utterly astounding. As they pop, you see, I don't think they expected it up here. The soldier ant. Right. Considering the exclamation marks, their last Kickstarter place where.
Okay. Right. Let's get going. Empires of the Undergrowth. Hey, off we go. Queen of the Hill. Queen of the Hill. Played it dozens of times. No bother. Dream Colony. People on the Discord have already posted a picture. I'm a little bit flushed because it's warm in here, so I've put this fan on now. People have said Angry Mike. There you go. Here's a proper Angry Mike. Use that one instead. Okay. If we go, Queen of the Hill on medium. No, not hard. Medium. And we will use mortar. Let's go. Is the desktop is the sound a bit low? Let me know what the audio's like, guys. You can hear the kind of nest noises going on. Just let me know. I can pump it up a tad if it is a bit low. Just wait. It's fine. A little low. I'll put it up a little bit then. Yeah, just put it up a little bit. There we go. Okay, let's play.
A number of small Formica, Rufer and Fusca colonies have established themselves on this beach. Those nearest to the water's edge have enjoyed the first pick of the washed-up seafood for the past few days. However, as the sun and moon near alignment and the first spring tide of the month approaches, high tide draws nearer to these intrepid ants. Seemingly aware of their circumstances, these colonies are preparing to relocate to higher ground. There is only one way up the bank, and the route is currently occupied by a small Rufer colony. These defenders will have to hold their ground against the oncoming siege. It will be 3 days before the high tide washes away the competition. If the colony survives, it will inherit the beach. But this won't be an easy fight.
Inherit the beach. That sounds lovely. Free real estate. Workers to start off with on this level, since you want to get to the shoreline and get the best harvesting. Talking about the wrong level, of course. You want to get to the you want to get to the aphids as fast as you can, and workers are cheap. Cheap labour. Cheap labour. Sound like some awful capitalist when I say that. I won't say that again. Cheap food collection, I should say. These are fictional ants.
Although the nests nearer the water have better access to the food washed up by the sea, this Rufer colony need not starve. The plant life growing nearby is home to herds of grey aphids. As they feed on plant sap, these tiny insects excrete droplets of honeydew, which the wood ants find irresistible. They need only protect the aphids from danger to receive a constant supply of sugary liquid. Doing so is not always simple, however. Hungry ladybird beetles know exactly where the aphids like to graze. They can strip an unguarded stem bare in a mere matter of minutes. The ants will need to keep a close watch over their flock.
Put up a ranged unit chamber here. Got plenty of food now. Put those back into the nest group. Ranged incoming. Why are the aphids grey aphids if they're not even grey? I don't know. Ask the person who named the six-spotted fishing spider. The six-spotted fishing spider. It's got like 12 spots. It's just what we call them.
The colony is starving. There is not enough food to feed the new brood.
Got a few spitters now, so we can probably start fighting the ladybirds a bit. Where's the dead queen? I think it's down here. I can't remember. There is a dead queen somewhere in this level. Right, once I've got a full chamber of range, I'll go for some melee as well. I'll expand this to make it symmetrical at some point. I will. I know, yeah, the upgrades are kind of good on this level. Oh, Mike, you need to claim the 2 tiger beetles. They're up here, aren't they? Yeah, I will. I will. I'm not really short of food right now. We're doing fine. At night time, when we start coming back into the nest a bit, I will. Okay, time to make a melee chamber, which I'll do here. Maybe one further down, just to allow expansion a little bit more.
A party of Formica fusca black ants are heading inland. The high ground roofer colony must defend their territory.
Deal with these girls, and then we'll go over to the other side. I always thought this music sounded really climactic, which is great because when Early Access first came out in 2017, this was the last level of the game outside of the Formicarium challenge. So something suitably climactic was really needed for for that. And I always love Liam's music. All over here for now. We've mostly depleted here. We can afford to lose a few aphids to the ladybirds. It's fine. Start doing some upgrades on the spitters.
The roofer colony on the low ground are sending troops to clear a path for their queen.
No
The
problem.
high ground colony must keep them at bay.
The upgrades here and there. I'm going to expand the workers and have them go to the opposite side that the spitters and... to be honest, I'm not really sure I care about a symmetrical, perfect chamber for workers, because I'm probably not going to upgrade them. I'd rather upgrade the soldiers. So we'll send workers over here. Or here. And the other guys over there. It's about to become night time, so we will... I think, generally speaking, I like to defend.
The lower ground colonies have relented their siege for now. Night approaches, and with it, it brings a host of nocturnal predators out onto the beach. The high ground ants could go underground to wait out...
Mike, don't check slug chat, you're going to regret it. Well. Never one to turn up a challenge. There we go. No, that's great. I gave you this guys. That's what I gave it to you for. Not a problem. Have you go. If I was bothered about being memed, I wouldn't have my face on the internet.
The night, but they would have to leave their precious aphids unguarded. It is a difficult choice for this colony. Face the peril out in the open, or hide away and risk losing their only reliable source of food.
So we'll put the melee with the... Yeah, melee with the workers. And the spitters are pretty good by themselves. Not great, but pretty good. Because we've got some upgrades to them, so... I will come underground and start excavating some other areas shortly, though. Now make it an emoji, I dare you. We're kind of a bit low on emoji slots because we're hovering in between levels kind of constantly. So I've got to be a bit more selective with the emoji slots, to be honest. As much as I'd like to. You guys can just use the curse mic one, which is, I think, the most popular one in the server, actually. More upgrades. Put in a couple of roads.
The colony is starving. There's not enough food to feed the new brood.
The funniest meme I saw come out of the 4th tier, by the way, was that, Gru from Despicable Me meme. Kill the toad! Harvest the toad! 55 food? you guys are good with your memes. I do like a good Empires of the Undergrowth meme. Couple of level 3s there. These girls over here will be able to hold their own pretty easily at this difficulty now, so no problem there. I probably want to swap these round, actually. Yeah, if I put that there and that there now, because this one's currently got more creepy crawlies. No, I'm not really bothered about upgrading the soldiers. The tanks, on the other hand, it's not a bad idea at all. Give your angry face laser eyes. Great. I'm charging my laser. That's an old meme. Blimey, that's an old meme. Should we have another look? Should we have another look? I'm not going to show it on stream because I've not really set up to do it. I'd really rather not display my desktop on stream if I can avoid it. Right. Let's have a look. Where are we? Yeah. Ah, yeah, the two kind of lens flare laser eyes. That's what you mean. There you go. That's not a bad one. That's pretty good. I like it. You know what? Maybe we should make a stream chat channel just for when I'm streaming on YouTube.
The ants must fight.
Which one of our cursed mics are better? I'll have to do a proper review of them at a later time. Right now, I'm trying to actually stream a game. Okay, I can afford to lose a few aphids now, so let's bring everyone underground and do it just before it becomes morning again. Let's take some easy food. From up here.
The colony is starving. There's not enough food to feed the new brood.
Patience, narrator. Patience. Yeah, the rule 8 on our Discord, by the way, the kind of no meme rule is it says make your memes relevant. I just don't want random, borderline racist or sexist edgelord stuff on there. But if you're making a meme which is about Empires of the Undergrowth, have you go. That means you've actually put some effort in, as opposed to just, regurgitating meme lord, edgelord stuff. We can go here, no trouble. Just gonna make sure I can see my... Give me a second, guys. Just gonna make sure I can see my OBS at the same time. Good, right.
Dawn breaks, and the battle for the high ground will soon continue. The high ground colony defended their aphid flocks well, succeeding in securing vital food supplies to see them through the oncoming onslaught.
Okay, let's get a few more... spitters. I should probably upgrade the food as well, to be honest. Mike, in Slug Chat, it's chaos. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to put slow mode on briefly. Yeah, slow mode on until the end of the stream. Yeah, I can't really moderate very well while I'm playing.
The Fuska colony is sending a wave of warriors to clear a path for their queen.
Don't care, to be honest. Keep forgetting to upgrade these girls. Really should do that. And also expand them a bit, to be honest.
The Roofer colony are sending another assault. They are desperate to reach higher ground.
Get out of here, trash. You guys going to make merch for your EOTU? Probably at some point, yeah. We've got some ideas. It'd be cool. It's just a case of finding a way of doing it which actually is worthwhile. Actually makes a reasonable profit. Because most of the online t-shirt printers and mug makers, they'll do it for you, sure, but they take almost all of the money. So yeah, it's likely on the card at some point. Be kind of something for me and Dan to think about.
More black ants are emerging from the Fusca nest.
Get a few more of these ones. One message a day, slow moding until the end of the stream. No, I think 10 seconds is about right. It's calmed down significantly in the past few minutes. There's not so much spam. 10 seconds is fine. Don't think you can do a whole day thing anyway without a bot. Yeah, I think 6 hours is the maximum you can put on message limits, which is what we've got in the suggestion channels, because people should keep their suggestions brief. So that's why you're allowed to post only once every 6 hours on the suggestions channels in the Discord.
More soldiers are emerging from the Roofer nest.
Right. How are we doing over here? I'm surprised no one's put it through one of those smile filters yet, but I guess that's difficult considering I was doing a very deliberate cartoony frown. Right, let's upgrade food storage a little. And finish off.
Night falls, and a temporary truce emerges between the warring colonies. Once again, the high ground wood ants must make a choice. Do they defend the aphids, or will they hide, resting their forces until the morning?
A little of both. Let's get some of the food freed from down here first, and then we'll defend the aphids. Grab some fish at dusk. No, there's not really any point to it.
Loose in the nest.
Those are meant to feed the.
Must be protected.
They're meant to feed the lower colonies. Sure, you can do it, but you don't have to. We might get a Queen is in imminent danger music here. Oh no, here's the cavalry. Speaking of cavalry, cheers, loves! The cavalry's here. Overwatch 2 launch was a... well, it didn't go well, did it? Cool, right. Let's put these back where they were before. That one there, that one there. And there, like that. And then the workers we can send to collect that food. They've got it. Wonderful. Yeah, I don't think anyone had the smile filter on standby. Someone desperately on their phone trying to find the Snapchat or Instagram or TikTok filter for it. Focus with them, really. Mike, there is a cult now and I'm scared. Yeah, this happens. People make a fast-spreading meme and they call it a cult. We've had the woodworm one before. Yeah, and the cult of the isopod. I mean, yeah, it's nothing new. Usually they just kind of peter themselves out because they just get a bit tiresome. Build some new stuff, I guess. Right, let's upgrade. Let's get a few more level 12s. Level 12s, level 3s. 12 is the amount of upgrade points you need.
The workers have done all they can to improve these food stores.
Full chamber of level 3s, which is great. Will level 3 always be the highest level? Yes. Yeah, no plans to make a level 4. Mike, will Sahav and Silver Ants be added as an extra level? No. We're not going to make ant species specifically for extra levels. Guess that means you can eliminate Saharan Silver Ant for the tier 5 one. There we go. Full chamber of level 3 spitters. Yep, right now on the surface the bugs are the only food source we've got. And we're doing alright. Okay, I think it's about to become daytime now. So the aphids will start producing honeydew again. Like, someone's put, like, Einstein rings around my eyes now. I look like a gravitationally lensed galaxy around my eyes.
And the battle for the high ground will soon continue. The high ground colony defended their aphid flocks well, succeeding in securing vital food supplies to see them through the oncoming onslaught.
Yeah, this many level 3 spitters will more or less melt anything. So I don't really need any more of them. I'll just concentrate on upgrading the melee.
More black ants are emerging from the Fusca nest.
We'll do swapsies on these ones. It's going to be the roofer next. So we'll now... yeah, I'll just flip these round like this. You only need 19 level 3 mortars on Insane. Mortars are so good this level. Yeah. Unless I deliberately mess up, I'm not going to lose.
More
No.
soldiers are emerging from the roofer nest.
And again, that might be partly because you get too much food from creatures.
The battle has begun.
I believe the next one is both colonies attacking at the same time, which we're well equipped for. It's not going to be a problem now. No, just park the girls right at the entrance and no problem.
Both lower ground colonies are now sending out armies at the same time.
Yep, let's just park ourselves right at the nest entrance here, and we'll be alright. GG easy. That way.
Black ants and wood ants are heading from their nests to the high ground.
No props. No props. Hey, Mike, favourite food? Steak. A really nicely cooked steak is divine. But I've got lots of favourite foods. Yeah, generally at my birthday, my family buy me like a nice big bone-in ribeye steak.
Night falls, and a temporary truce emerges between the warring colonies. Once again, the high ground wood ants must make a choice. Do they defend the aphids, or will they hide, resting their forces until the morning?
I choose to defend the aphids. There you go. We've got a full chamber of fully upgraded melees now. We're all good. Mike, help. Doesn't look like you guys are going too crazy in the Discord. You look to be okay. Now that I think now that I've become a bit more comfortable with streaming and having a bit more fun doing it, you guys are kind of responding to that as well, which is fun. It's all good fun. Why not? PC runs this game at 10 FPS. I hate to say it, friend, because not everyone can, but you probably just need a better PC. The game uses Unreal Engine 4, which is a modern engine. It requires a bit of oomph in the graphics and CPU department. I guess I'll get a few more. Yeah, a few more melees, why not? Now that we've got that fully upgraded. Mike, what's your favourite level? Probably 1-2. That's kind of where that's kind of my default one, because it's nice and simple. It's got some great atmosphere. The music is fantastic. It's what you want out of Empires of the Undergrowth. What I want, anyway. Which is some nice creepy crawly atmosphere. And some nice kind of real world based documentary stuff. Oh yeah, we got crabs appearing now. Of course we have. Let's bring the spitters over here to help with the crabs. Yeah, lost quite a few aphids, but that's fine. We're fine. To be honest, we need to just collect some food, so I'll turn off fighting. And we'll just collect this food. How is the stream less chaotic than the Discord? The Discord can go off on one quite easily. The stream is a bit more regulated. I mean, by default, the stream has a 5-second delay between messages anyway, and it's much easier for me to click a timeout when I can see the chat right there. We've still got most of the aphids over here, and we've still got a good chunk of food waiting there on the floor. And yeah, it's about to become daytime again, so I'm not too worried about the other side. Yeah, I guess we move over there now anyway. Because there is a bunch of creatures we can kill for food now. But we've got so much food at this point, it's kind of silly. The Angry Mike meme is not funny, it's bad, and you've killed it. Alright, I said it, cry about it. Yeah, let's time that guy out for a little while. There's no need to be mean about things. Have a 10-minute timeout. We're all just having a bit of fun. As long as it stays good-natured, it's fine. What's your favourite music in Empires of the Undergrowth? It's from the level I mentioned earlier. It's 1-2. The pluck strings, which Liam uses to do the spiders, it's really reminiscent to me of a spider scurrying over its web. Kind of, you know, the strings plucking as it walks. I think it's great. Really clever.
Last night's high tide was dangerously close to the low ground nests. Today is their last chance to relocate. The low ground colonies won't show any restraint. Their attacks will be desperately vicious. Fortunately for the high ground colony, many aphids survived the night. Access to food will be pivotal for the upcoming battle.
It's a joke, by the way. When you're making a joke, try and see if it's an obvious joke. And even if it's not an obvious joke, you might need to tell people it's a joke, because not everyone gets jokes immediately. It can come across as mean.
A large black ant force has been sent from the Fuska nest.
But let the spitter should deal with that, no trouble. Right. It's going to be a case of now, this is the last day. We've got all the forces we need. Just defend where we need to. Not really all that bothered about collecting maximum food at this point.
More wood ants are heading toward the high ground colony.
Over here this time. Some of them can be collecting food, it's fine.
Both lower ground colonies are now sending out armies at the same time.
Get melted. Get absolutely melted.
The day is almost over. The low ground is already starting to flood. The lower ground nests are emptying completely.
Queen time.
The ants are rushing up the bank. This is their final assault.
Well, rip them.
The ants must fight.
Chaser, chaser. She doesn't actually attack. Don't know if anyone didn't know that. They just get confused.
The ants must protect the queen.
It's probably on the list at some point to make these things actually attack. But for now, no, they just sit there getting confused. Now we just wait for the end of the level, and we've won. I'll use the little streamers room again after this, and then we'll have a chat for a few minutes again if anyone's got any questions. I might have to clean up the Discord slightly, but yeah, we'll see. There we are.
The wood ants upon the hill have finally defeated their would-be successors. Tomorrow their empire will expand to the undefended intertidal flats below, commanding both the aphid farms and the bounty of the sea. This colony will rise to become an undeniable power in the Undergrowth.
Splendid. Splendips. Okay. Royal jelly, of course. Superb.
How is the colony progressing?
The Queen is exhibiting interesting new behaviors. I believe the colony is beginning to adapt.
I've actually got full food, so there's not really much point me setting things to. At the start of the next stream, I'll expand the nest a bit. But great. Let's save. It saves automatically anyway, but you know that paranoia exists, doesn't it? Wonderful. Okay, so I am going to go and refill my drink and use the bathroom, and I'll be back in a minute or two. And again, we'll have a quick chat before we end the stream. If anyone's got any more questions, think of them, but don't ask me until I'm back sat down at my PC, because I'll miss them otherwise. Okay, guess we can just leave the menu music going in the background, and I'll see you in a minute.
Pills, some pills here, which is food, and we need to harvest that. Plenty, because there's a lot more food on this map. John, to build our colony, recognise that the other map was a bit stingy as far as food goes. So yeah, more food here. We need to define a tile. I think this area food made the other map a bit more challenging for our not everyone ants to store the food. So I'm just going to use this tool here. So I've got to be to create a larder. I want a bit more food before I go to back here too. And this is going to be this way, the area that the ants store the food for us. I'm not going to lead a chamber directly to my queen, because as soon as she's once they've done that, they'll start rearranging and reproduce the pills. So now instead, I'm going to the trick to and then this tunnel that's a little bit long maximum, so it's not directly to it. Is they're now storing in which you attack things like down here. I'm pretty sure is the mother loads get death food. We don't want to start to come along and a bit more similarly the food as well. There's food there, but there's also enemies, so I'm not okay. and run in there. We're going to need a few more workers, not too many. I've had in this demo we can get to before we can overdo it with the workers because workers are free to respawn. So, but if you look when I carry on put down a worker tile. They cost 5 each. Enemies will try and run towards my corner. So I'm just gonna have maybe that many for now. Taking it back to the storage chambers, my worker chamber up here. I'm not sure about this. Along they come. There's no system. I don't intend to prepare the area to. So these are now. If we come down here, work get one of these tiles, and then they'll come along to the Queen. Grab a bomb reliably informed. Grab an egg from her. I will pop them in the chamber, and then when these fellas hatch, or these ladies rather hatch, they'll be new workers. Oh, look at that animation! So okay, we've got 7 workers. I think we should probably have a few more. It's like popcorn. It's very satisfying to watch. Because we've got some lovely and fresh-faced workers ready to our fellas to help us in our let's get a underground domination. Then we'll go into battle. They'll immediately come and add new workers will come out, prepare those soldiers to the black ant tiles. But these won't hatch until the ant that's associated with that tile dies. And in this demo version, it's free for them to rehatch, to respawn. Basically, it is respawning. There is going to be. I don't think it'll be like that in the final game, but for the purpose of this demo, it's free for the wait. Free for the workers to rehash. I think 16's plenty for now, so we're just going to carry on expanding. About how things are going with the Kickstarter. I love watching this animation. We're just about a week into the Kickstarter now. Once we've got 100 food or so, we'll start thinking about 90% of the way to their goal. Because we are going to meet some nasty, creepy crawlies. Some utterly astounding. As they bomb, you see, I don't think they expected it. Up here, the soldier ant. Right. Considering the exclamation marks, their last Kickstarter place where there are enthusiasts. There's one down here from the public, but not outright this direction. Yeah, we need this now. You can just drag. You don't have to. That's changed, and I think that's probably because it's so satisfying aware of the way the Kickstarter works. You suggest stronger this time, and they come and do it for you. You don't. It's like the old dungeon keeper if you ever played that. Or Queen, of course. You don't control the units direction. Instead, you give them more focused, and it's working very well. They decide to make these things in their own time. We move into a cave of pills. We've got some pills here, which is food, and we need to harvest that. Plenty, because there's a lot more food on this map. John quite build our colony. Recognised that the other map was a bit stingy as far as food goes. So yeah, more food here. We need to define a tile. I think this area food made the other map a bit more challenging for our not everyone ants to store the food. So I'm just going to use this tool here. So I've got to be to create a larder. I want a bit more food before I come back here to. This is going to be
back. Okay. Right. Okay. Well, I guess we'll stick around for another 10-15 minutes or so. My streams are slowly getting a little longer, which it probably comes down to me just getting a bit more comfortable with doing it, which is nice. I enjoy it. Right. Okay. Hope you enjoyed my little playthrough of 2-2 there, which is a solved level. Once you know how to do it, it's very easy. But we hope to shake things up a bit with the food rebalance, where you'll get more food from aphids probably, but less food from creatures. Finding a balancing point between the 4-2 levels and the way it currently is. And again, the 4-2 levels will probably get a rebalance as well, to allow creatures to be a little more lucrative, but not too much more. Make things consistent across the board is the point. Your door looks cool. Yeah, cheers. I've got a projector putting a kind of star field onto it. I think it's neat. Why don't all queen ants give you food? Balance reasons? How much food does Scientist 2 give? 7. So, Mike, any other creature rebalance outside of 2x and 4x creature food drops? Well, all creatures in the game will be rebalanced, and it's very likely that things will be balanced differently for free play than the campaign. Because the campaign is a whole different beast, and leaf cutters, for example, are really tough to balance in free play. Because they can only get food from leaves, and if you put too many leaf landmarks on the surface for them, then there's less landmarks for the other kinds of ants. So it's a tough thing to do. So it's likely to have its own balance at some point. Yeah, as I've said before, John has already divorced those stats between the two game modes. It's just a case of where the balance ends up going when we get down to it. Can Slave Maker become its own free play colony? As soon as we do that, we obviously have to include some Slave Maker mechanics, which are quite tricky to do and balance. Not saying it won't ever happen, but the ones in 1.2 are scripted events and made for that level specifically. It's not like it's not like Slave Maker ants do that normally. They don't, as you can see when you see them in the counterpart colony. They act like regular ants. So, like I say, I'm not saying it will never happen, but it's quite a consideration to do. It would take quite a bit of time and thought to put into it, and we've got other priorities at the moment. Trapjaw ants colony, again, probably not. In nature, they don't really do trails in the way that we do, and they don't dig so much as kind of living crevices. It could happen. We could just stretch credulity a bit, because it's not like we don't in other places of the game. And you will actually see a Trapjaw colony kind of in Adventure, which will be coming up in the near future. But it's kind of a botched is not the word, bodged with a D rather than a T, bodged thing just for that level. It's like the Queen is just a scaled up worker model. She doesn't have animations. It works for the level, but it'd be a bit of a different thing to do it for the, for free play. Esiton Bocelli separate colony. Again, that I can say almost certainly that we'll never put the army ants as their own colony, because they don't dig. They don't have nests. They just all clump together under a tree or in a bush somewhere. So they don't have a nesting system that works with our game, which is why they're environmental creatures who are supposed to come from off the playing field in 3.2. Carpenter ants would be cool mechanics of collecting food. Perhaps they would. What's the problem with non-digging ants? Well, they can't dig. Our nest systems are based around digging. So how are velvet worms looking? They're looking great. We had an intern working with us a month or two back. A lovely fellow called Luigi, who did some sound design for us. He's a sound technician, and he worked with us for a week or so, and he did some sounds for the velvet worm. So they'll be added soon, I'm sure, and you'll be able to see and hear the velvet worm. If you want to see how it animates, you can see it very briefly in the vlog that was put up a few days back. It's put up there. Will there be a Formicarium themed free play map? Probably not. It could happen, but the Formicariums are kind of much more boring than the natural settings by design, because that's what it would be like in a lab. Particularly with lab specimens that are meant to test a certain thing and then be disposed of, which isn't a nice thing, but it happens. Mike, have you noticed that the hermit crabs in the wood ant trailer don't attack the ants? Yeah, that was deliberate. We just wanted them to walk. Is there not going to be a map creator? It's a very big nice to have, that one. The tools we use to make maps for the campaign and extra levels work for us, because we've put a bunch of time into learning and creating systems which allow us to do that. It's not necessarily reasonable to expect members of the public to learn how to use Unreal Engine 4 just for the sake of making maps for our game. if we were doing a map maker. It'd have to be something much more intuitive. I particularly like the map maker that Valve did for Portal 2. I think the test chamber designer for Portal 2 is fantastic. It's got a kind of isometric view to it, and it's very easy to pick up if you've got no prior experience making maps. And if we were to do a map maker, that's how I'd like to see it, like a drag and drop system. But those things take a bunch of design and innovation and time. It won't be, if we do that, it won't be before full release, but we would like to. We understand it would probably add quite a lot of longevity to the game if people could make their own free play maps. People making their own kind of campaign style missions or extra level style missions is probably another further stretch, because then we have to have some kind of system for scripting events and such like. So that adds a whole other level of complication. You can see why this is something we haven't approached yet. We have a team with just 6 people on it, and 2 of those don't work directly on the game. That's me and Dan P. I mean, I do some cinematic stuff, but I don't work directly on the coding of the game. Will male scientist come back? He has a cool acting voice. He's cool, isn't he? Yeah. Eric, who voices it, does it very well. You'll have to see. You'll have to wait for Tier 5 and see. Mike, little story. Once, when I was in the cabinet terrarium, I accidentally clicked the corner of the mini-map and jump-scared myself with a cup. I used to have a friend who could jump-scare herself by dropping her pen. She'd be like that, just kind of fiddling with a pen and it'd drop onto the floor. Yeah, so... Oh, someone's going to screenshot that face now, aren't they? That's fine. Have you go. Will the Wetlands free-play map have milkweed aphids? Yes, as will every other free-play map. Milkweed aphids will be a landmark. We'll call them relocatable aphids, and they'll work differently than the root aphids. The root aphids will stay put, but milkweed aphids you'll be able to relocate. And John has put in a system whereby every colony that can take food from aphids, as opposed, meaning every colony apart from leafcutters, will get their own aphid plant right outside their door. So, you know, like in the 4X levels. So that is something that will happen, yes. Will there be climbable insects in free play? I don't think there are any climbable insects in the game just yet. Probably eventually, yes. Lots of creatures that aren't currently climbable will be climbable eventually. It's just rigging things up to be climbable is a real chore, and it's not much fun. So it's kind of on the back burner of things to do. There's a whole unfun rigging system to do, but it's definitely on the cards to add more climbable things. Yes, I think the kind of rule of thumb we've gone by, it might change, is that anything larger than a large tiger beetle will probably be climbable eventually. So various things from the 3X levels and other things from the 4X levels will do. And that'll be part of the rebalance as well, because there's various bonuses and some disadvantages to climbing on a creature. Will the nocturnal diurnal settings in free play be fixed? Because some creatures just stay all day long, like frogs, newts, and bombardier beetles. I'll mention that to John. It's probably just an oversight. Yeah, brute aphids need a food buff. They're likely to get one when we do the creature rebalance. No climbable insect. Yeah, I totally forgot about the dragonfly. Yeah, the dragonfly is the one climbable insect. It is an insect. A very large one, but it is an insect. You're right. Yeah, thanks for pointing that out. And I guess there are 4 half insect climbable things as well from Formicarium Challenge 4. I think they're all half insect, aren't they? Let me think. Yeah, they are. No, they're not. No, they're not. No, they're not. The hermit scorpion is half crab, half arachnid. Horrific when you think about it. The other 3 are, though. Will we be able to make our own Erepta colony in free play so we can choose our own species? Maybe we should replace the reward for... just an idea on spitballing. I don't make these decisions. John and the other two guys, Liam and Matt, do. Maybe we should replace the reward for finishing the other foot with... instead of just you get the counterpart colony, you open up an Erepta editor. Maybe. We'll see what happens there. It's a long requested feature, that one, I know. It just kind of negates the reward from the other foot. So yeah, maybe we'll replace it. Okay, going for another couple of minutes, guys, and then we'll end the stream. Make it a nice round 2 hours, which is the longest stream I've done. Yeah, we're definitely coming to a natural end to things. Why don't Ereptas have their own soldiers like the Royal Guard instead of Fusker, I'm assuming you mean, and other ants? Because they absorb DNA from other ants. That's what they do. They are genetically designed to do that. They don't need their own soldiers. They absorb DNA. Yeah, the whole lore stuff, it's going to remain fairly vague, but you'll get a few more hints in Tier 5. Hope you have a nice day. Sleep well, enjoy your Friday. Thank you. I will. I'm going to play some Elden Ring after this. I've got my controller ready. Gonna jump into the lands between. Play a bit of brutal, unforgiving Souls-like. Did the scientists create the Ereptas? Yes, that's the idea. The Ereptas they're based off clearly one of the Formica species. It doesn't really matter which one, but they were genetically modified to be able to accept DNA from other species via the magical properties, or magical as in unknown properties, of this substance called royal jelly, or just jelly, which no one really knows the origins of, or maybe one person does, but not the scientists that are actually working with it. How do our Ereptas get Fusker DNA? Their food is impregnated with it, and so is the royal jelly. And then the Queen's body, by some unknown process, chooses the best genes. It's a magical thing. It's definitely our one kind of bit of magic we're allowed in our lore. I'm sure Ereptas are fictional. They're totally fictional. The thing that's probably closest to them in real life is slave makers, who they usually just steal larvae to eat, but some of the larvae will hatch and become part of their colony to some extent. But that's the closest analogy. They are absolutely fictional. It's science fiction, science fantasy even. There's nothing that really does that. Right, okay, ready to go. Thanks for joining me for these past couple of hours. It's been a giggle. The mic cults and the memes that have been spawned will, I'm sure, live on in legend, and probably have to be actively suppressed so they don't get too annoying. But that's fine. That's part of my job as community manager. Right. Okay. Cheers all. I'll see you next time. Next week, hopefully, unless something comes up. Probably same time, 7 PM UK time on Thursday. We'll do Formicarium Challenge 2, and maybe, well, we're going to have to, because there's not much to Formicarium Challenge 2. One of the 3X levels, probably 3-1, probably the Harvest. Okay, adios.
Pills, some pills here, which is food.
Wrong one, fixed. See you next time, guys. Bye-bye.